I never expected my life to change so suddenly, especially after everything I had already survived. The divorce had left me hollow, emotionally wrung out, quietly convinced that love, at least for me, was over. I was unpacking boxes in my new apartment on a gray, forgettable afternoon, trying to shut old chapters for good, when the doorbell rang. Claire. My ex-husband's best friend. She stood there, rain on her jacket, eyes filled with something between panic and urgency. For a second, I assumed it was about him, some leftover drama from a life I was trying to leave behind. It wasn't. I need to tell you something, she said, skipping all pretense. I didn't speak. I just stepped aside and let her in. She barely made it to the middle of the living room before it all came out. Erin, this is going to sound crazy, but I can't keep it inside anymore. She didn't wait for my response. I've had feelings for you, for years. I tried to hide it, even from myself. Maybe I only stayed close to Mark because it kept me close to you. I froze. Claire. The woman who had been at every holiday dinner, who'd shown up with wine and sarcasm after the fights, who held me when I signed the divorce papers. The woman whose laugh stayed in my head longer than any conversation with my ex ever had. Suddenly, everything shifted. All those moments, her long hugs, the nights we stayed up talking after everyone else had gone to bed, the way she looked at me when she thought I wasn't paying attention, they now held new weight. A different kind of meaning. She didn't ask for anything. Not my forgiveness. Not a decision. Just truth. In the days that followed, I couldn't stop thinking. I reread our old texts like decoding a language I never knew I was fluent in. The memories hit me like waves, gentle, but relentless. The night we fell asleep on the couch after a movie. Her fingers threading through my hair as I cried. The way she whispered my name, a soft, reverent. I was angry. At myself. F.O. I was angry. At myself. For not seeing it. For maybe feeling it all along but never daring to look closely enough. And scared. Because the feelings she stirred in me were real. And new. And yet, familiar. I didn't reply to her messages right away, not because I wanted to push her away, but because I needed to be sure. I needed to separate my voice from the noise of a life I had lived on autopilot for too long. But eventually, I understood. It wasn't her confession that unsettled me. It was how deeply it echoed something I hadn't allowed myself to feel. So I knocked on her door. Claire took a while to answer. She looked as nervous as that day she showed up at mine. I didn't give a speech. I didn't need to. I just looked at her and said, I didn't know what I was feeling until you told me. She hesitated. I didn't. The kiss happened in the doorway, unplanned, unsure, but certain in its honesty. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't polished. It was raw. Messy. Real. A mix of confession and comfort, of release and revelation. When we pulled apart, she started whispering apologies. But I stopped her. With a smile. Because for the first time in years, I wasn't thinking about my ex. I wasn't trapped in my past. All I could think was, it had always been us.